So you recruit people, you've interviewed all these guys, and you've got these people on the table. Like, what happens after that?
Well, I think that it's really great because we're looking for the reliability again amongst the consent to get consensus in the group. So we take a break halfway through the interview. We come into Brett's private room. We come in the room. We say, "What do you think?" And I think Brett's already decided, and either we're spending time gauging what we think Brett thinks or what we really think, and we try to get consensus. So I think we've shaped that, and we're about 95%, I think, on board with all being in consensus. So we give that feedback to each other if we think the person's a viable hire or not. But then from there, afterwards, we go back, we tell them the perks of the organization, we give them all the bells and whistles of how great it is to work with us. And then from there, we give people homework. So after the interview, they have to go back and look at 6 to 12 YouTube videos and give us their feedback on that.
So I heard a couple things in there that interested me. Because the hiring process is so strong, when you guys are actually doing the selection, you guys already have aligned values.
Yes.
And so that's why you're getting so close with your decision
Yes.
making and getting such consensus,
We're
right?
we're splitting hairs in here
Yeah.
from like the way a question was asked to the way they responded, and then compare it to previous responses. And we purposely, in the beginning of the interview, the first half of it, we don't say anything to let them know about the job. They might start asking questions. So, what's a typical day like? We're like, because we don't want to influence the rest of the panel, and then them pander to the answers. So we really just want pure, straight answers from them. The 10-minute debrief where we take a break is where all the magic happens.
It's true.
But here's the reason why we're so insane about the selection process, Paulie, and I think you would agree with your years of leadership. Once we make an offer to somebody and they make it past the 30-day probationary period, because that's part of it too. That's something we'll get into. Sure. But once they make it past and they're full-time, we are 100% responsible for their success. So in other words, like, we really go through painstaking efforts to make sure that if they're not happy after they've passed all the tests and that they're in line with their culture, they've started working, we made them a full-time offer, and they're out there in the field and they're doing well, we feel like if there's any mistakes they're making, it's all of our fault. Yeah. It's our fault 100%.
You call that errorless learning. Produces errorless earning power.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
I like that. I don't know if I
You have. That's your words. Those are your.
With on it.
Did I say
yes, you have. Yes. That's good.
I like that.
Brett, I told you this yesterday, Brett has been consistent in his approach to hiring candidates for the last 20 years that I've known him. And when we worked together before, his approach to the thinking and how to support people, but the culture of the organizations we worked with didn't accept that. So that's the difference now, being here. And I think regardless, even if we don't offer someone, we always leave people feeling good, which Carly does great in her emails to people.
It's more just thanking them for their spending their time with us, because sometimes they spend their Friday nights with us, so like thank them for that. And just telling them that, please check in the future, or these are the things to work on. And a lot of times I get questions, okay, what can I do better next time? Yeah. And those are so nice.
That's great. And you guys actually give feedback on that?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. You preserve their dignity, They want to come in, they want to feel like,
I mean, just because at that time, in that moment, they weren't the right selection because certain things weren't done and need wasn't there. You don't want to write people off like that. I mean, these are people that came in because they're compassionate with kids, and it just might be a timing issue. Right. And, I just think you don't write anybody off, man.
Yeah.